Hello, is that Jack? Jack Wilshere. Hi, Jack. It's Wayne, new manager of Arsenal here. How you doing? Yeah, good thanks. Good thanks. I wanted to get in contact with you. I needed a favour. We've got a North London derby today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course we want to batter him. That's the reason for the call, actually, Jack. Would you would you mind coming in and doing the team talk? You know the team talk. Ah, come on, Jack. You know the team talk. Yeah, we can get you in on a trial. Perfect. See you soon.
What do we think of Tottenham? Shit! What do we think of shit? Tottenham! Thank you! That's alright! Yes, Tottenham! Tottenham! Yes, Tottenham! Yes, Tottenham! Yes, Tottenham! Yes, Tottenham! Yes, Tottenham!
Welcome back into Wayne's World then, viewers, with myself, Wayne, and it is another episode of the Arsenal Football Manager 22 save. We've pushed on a little bit in the season. Let's get you caught up, but as you may have heard in the intro, there is a special guest that we've brought in on trial to try and rally up the boys a bit ahead of today's North London derby against Tottenham Hotspur. Welcome back then to Jack Wilshere, who I'm probably not going to sign on a long-term basis. We brought him in on a 3-week trial so that he could cover the time that the Tottenham game is happening. Try to let the boys know just how important this fixture is. Get some passion across, because if you remember from a few episodes ago, Tottenham battered us 3-0 and knocked us out of the Carabao Cup in the third round. This is all about revenge now. We're at home. It's in the Premier League. We're doing much better in the league than I certainly anticipated, and we want to keep up this good home form that we've got going at the minute. Following on from the last time we met then, which was the 2-0 victory over Aston Villa at the Emirates Stadium, we've been a bit up and down. A disappointing 1-0 defeat to Crystal Palace where we completely dominated and they scored, I think, in the 80th minute, something quite late on. Oh no, it's the 50th. It felt like the 80th minute. It's 55th minute. We really should have won that game, but at the time, Crystal Palace were in the bottom three. I think they're still there now. One of their only wins of the season. Really, really disappointing. We then followed it up with a 2-1 victory over Brighton. Again, another game that we really, really controlled and dominated. We were comfortable at 2-0. And then the final few minutes in stoppage time, they made it really difficult for us. Trossard getting the goal in the 88th minute, but we managed to see it through. And then bounced back down to earth with a 1-0 defeat to Everton where we just weren't good whatsoever. We now need to get ourselves ready for this Tottenham game. As I mentioned before, our home form has been absolutely fantastic. I think it's been 6 wins. So looking at it here, Brighton, Aston Villa, Burnley, Newcastle, Liverpool, and also a home win to Southampton as well. So that's 6 games, 6 wins. We've been really quite comfortable, and in these bigger games at home, as you saw against Liverpool, and then bigger games in general, the draw with Man City, the draw with Chelsea, we've been performing quite well. I'm hopeful this North London derby, we can get back that 3-0 defeat. We did some rotation in the Carabao Cup. We wanted to give some players some minutes that they haven't followed it up this season. They've not deserved it at all. So we're not going to be rotating here. We will be very, very strong. We want to get them back in this North London derby. Looking at the table then, ahead of today's fixtures, we are up in 4th place. At one stage, we were in and around 2nd, but then poor results against Palace and Everton meant we took a little bit of a knock. But top 4 is still on the cards. We're 10 points off Liverpool. That's probably not our race this season. We are not challenging from the title this year. But top 4, top 6, that's the bare minimum. We're joint with Man City at the minute, which, fair play, they'll probably overtake us towards the end of the season. We want to be in and around this area to finish off the season. Leeds are having a fairy tale campaign at the minute. I'm hoping that their form dips off and we will be able to catch and overtake them in the latter parts of the season. Still a long time to go though. Still 24 matches left. We're only about, a third of the way through of the season. Let's hope that we can pick up some momentum starting today against Tottenham and go on a good run. and solidify our top 4 credentials. On the subject of our rivals Tottenham Hotspur, then the big news ahead of this North London derby is that they did sack manager Nuno Espirito Santo just before this game. So Stuart Lewis will be in caretaker charge for this match. Hopefully we can take advantage of that. We've seen players in the past not really play for the caretaker, especially when they know that it won't be a full-time appointment. I'm hoping that, considering the fact they're in 12th, we're doing quite well in the league in the top 4, and the fact they don't have a world-class, top-quality manager at the forefront of their squad at the minute, we'll be able to do some damage, especially at home. Here we are then. Here is the lineup for today's game. We've got a couple of changes from the usual suspects. Emil Smith-Rowe is coming for Bukayo Saka, who has a little bit of a knock and hasn't been playing too well as recently. So Emil Smith-Rowe comes in on this left-hand side. We've switched Kingsley Coman over to the right. At right back, Tomiyasu also has a bit of a knock, and with a busy set of fixtures coming up in this December period, we want to make sure that we've got as many people fit and firing as possible. We want to be confident, we're going to be positive, we want to go out and get the win and make sure that we beat them with this caretaker manager in charge, knowing full well they battered us 3-0 in the Carabao Cup third round. A competition that we wanted to win because obviously we want to get back in Europe as early as possible. Here we go then. First highlight of the game, and it is an Arsenal corner. Martin Odegaard is able to whip it in. Looks to the near post. It finds Gabriel and is well saved, but it's Aubameyang on the follow-up. 7th minutes in. Arsenal 1, Tottenham 0. It was a bit of a scramble in the box, but the poacher instincts of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang makes it 1-0 to Arsenal. It's a brilliant corner from Odegaard. Gabriel probably should score. It's a great save, but Aubameyang dispatches it in front of an empty net. Arsenal 1, Tottenham 0. Probably the best possible start then for us, scoring within the first 10 minutes, and we've got another chance on the attack. Kingsley Coman finds Aubameyang, and Kunku. Those 3 are the main source of our creative play. Aubameyang with the shot and Lloris with the save. Another good opportunity goes begging. We've most certainly been the better side this first half, but the first chance for Tottenham comes from a Son corner. Eric Dyer is well saved by Ramsdale. Probably should score on the follow-up. Still 1-0. It is their first shot on target, but as I said, we've been the better side. We're going to drop it down to balance to see out the first half. Getting at half-time 1-0 will be a huge positive. Unless we can nick it high up the pitch here. It's a throw-in from Ben Davies, and Tottenham play quite slow from the back. Let's see if we can cause them into making a mistake. We can. They force it long, and Ainsley Maitland-Niles can recycle with Aaron Ramsdale. This is the sort of area where I enjoy us building up quite slowly. We can work around the ball quite a lot, look for those spaces, and Kunku and Thomas Partey are really good in that midfield at creating angles. And look at that, the overlap from Kieran Tierney from Emil Smith-Rowe. There's always an option on the pitch, which is fantastic. It's good build-up play. Odegaard finds Nkunku. It's a 25-yard strike. Is well saved by Lloris for another corner. Can we create something? It's probably the final chance before half-time. Odegaard whips it in. It's well cleared by Tanganga. Half-time then, and it is Arsenal 1, Tottenham 0. We can be happy with that result so far. Let's definitely make sure that they're aware of that. It's just about hanging on to it now in the second half. It was the second half last time out against Tottenham where we really came unstuck. I think it was 1-0 at half-time in the Carabao Cup, and then they scored 2 late goals when we were pushing on a little bit. This is where we now need to stick it to them and continue driving forward. Corner for Tottenham, and Heung-min Son can whip it in. Gabriel does well to header it clear, but Ndombele is there to pick up the loose ball. Eric Dyer pings it back out to that left-hand side to Son, who finds Skip. We're driving them back, which is good. Can we force them into a mistake and catch them on the break? Doesn't look like it so far. They're knocking it around quite easily. Lucas Moura finds Skip, who finds Harry Kane, and he doesn't miss from there, but he does this time. Wow, that was a huge opportunity goes begging. We're going to make some changes after that. Some of our players are not fighting fit in this game at the minute, and Kieran Tierney's on the yellow card, and the worst thing to do would be to go down to 10 men in a North London derby. So we're going to take him off and bring on Callum Chambers. Again, with the injury of Tomiyasu in mind from the last game, we don't want to take too many risks. Odegaard is he's not played all that well, so we're going to take him off. And we're going to bring on Nicola Pepe, and we're going to switch him and Kingsley Coman around. And even though Aubameyang has got the goal, it's been flagged a couple of times that he isn't the most sort of fit. He was in need of a rest last week, so we're going to take him off and we're going to bring on Gabriel Martinelli. Final 25 or so minutes, hopefully those fresh changes will be able to give us a little bit more of attacking intent and get a second goal. Time seems to be ticking away then. Looking at the stats, we've got an injury to Maitland-Niles and we've made all 3 of our subs. That's concerning. We're going to move Kingsley Coman to left back. He definitely can't play there, but it's what we're going to have to do. Actually, what we'll do is we'll move Emile Smith-Rowe over to that left-hand side. We'll move Callum Chambers. Thomas Partey has played at right back before for Atletico Madrid. So we're going to change that and we're going to keep him as a fullback on defend. It's the final 5 minutes, so we do want to make sure that if we can, where we can, just hang on to this lead. A bit of a shame that we've used all of our substitutions, but we're now going to be down to 10 men for this final stint. We're going to drop it down to defensive and just hold this out. We're going to waste time wherever possible as well. Couple of minutes to go. 1-0 to Arsenal. It's not been the convincing result I would have wanted against the caretaker manager. And there's another highlight. Aaron Ramsdale goes long looking for Pepe, but Ben Davies picks up the loose ball. Please not heartbreaking the 94th minute. Brian Gill over the top. Drives into the box. Can we defend this? Back to Ben Davies. Finds Oliver Skipp, who shoots just wide. That was a huge opportunity for Spurs. It's another highlight. It looks like we're just going long, which is not the way that we want to play at all. But being defensive and being down to 10 men, I'm not at all surprised. Well played by Thomas Partey. Pepe plays the ball out for a throw-in, and I don't know what is happening here. We seem to have lost our heads. Another chance potentially here for Tottenham. Ben Davies with the throw-in, looks for Dele Alli. It's well defended again by Thomas Partey. Playing on that right-back position, he's had 2 important defensive clearances there, which have hopefully given us the win. 5 minutes of stoppage time are up. Ref, blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Is over. More stressful than it needed to be, but a fantastic defensive performance from the boys. It's a victory for us. Arsenal 1, Tottenham 0. We still didn't get revenge for that 3-0 victory, but that was a really, really good win in a game where we were much better and we probably should have scored more, but North London derby is a win. That's the main thing. Aubameyang with another goal, 14 goals from 15 starts now, and since with the early kickoff, we have moved up above Manchester United into 3rd place. And Niles' injury seems to be quite a serious one. He will be out for 2 to 3 weeks. He's been performing really well, stepping in for Tomiyasu and occasionally on that left-hand side as well where necessary. I hope he can make a full recovery soon enough because we're going to need the squad depth. That Christmas period is key in every Premier League season. And looking at the run of fixtures that we have over that Christmas period, we got Manchester United, we've got Leicester, which will probably bring you in the next episode, a double header between Manchester United and Leicester. Those will be some key fixtures in the race for Europe over the rest of the Christmas period. Away to Southampton, who will be looking for revenge following 5-3 victory at the Emirates to us, and then West Ham as well. We obviously started the season against them with a boring 0-0 draw. We'll want to make sure we can win that game as well against them. So that's going to conclude today's episode. 1 game against Spurs, a big North London derby. We've got the victory, and we will be back on Monday with that double header against Manchester United and their superb attack, and European challengers and rivals Leicester. Those will be 2 key games for us, especially if we want to keep up our ambitions of qualifying for the Champions League as soon as possible. Thank you for all of the support and the views on the channel so far, all of the support on the series. It's been greatly appreciated. If you are enjoying the series, if you do enjoy the content on the channel, feel free to hit that like button on these episodes. It really does help me out. And feel free to subscribe to the channel as well. I think we're at 54 subscribers at the minute, which I greatly appreciate all of you. If we can aim for 100, which will be the next target in mind, that will be fantastic. We'll probably try to aim for it early next year. Just gather some momentum and some consistency with this series. And again, hopefully you are enjoying it. I will see you for the next one. In the meantime, take care, stay safe, and thank you for watching.